The county coroner in this case, Kathy Mabbutt, who I interviewed here on this show 2 weeks ago about the autopsies that she oversaw in the Idaho murders, Kathy Mabbutt just happens to be James Leonard's defense attorney. I know this is a lot to process. Fortunately, I have one of the best in the business to help me navigate through this. Michael Harrigan is a retired FBI special agent. He's the former chief of the Federal Violent Crime Criminal Apprehension Program, and he's also a former police officer. So, Michael Harrigan, I don't know where to start. We got a guy with a gash in his arm. Okay, maybe the wound is more recent than one from 3 weeks ago. He's violent. He has a penchant for knives, was found with 2 of them on him. Has no problem beating up women and daughters, people close to him, and has no problem shooting a man dead because they were in an argument about girlfriends, and then asking to bury the body secretly so no one could see it. Do you have a shovel? That's the kind of guy I would think would be, it would be hard to rule him out quickly. It's only been a couple days since he was arrested. So can you help me walk through maybe why the police are saying that his arrest is unrelated to this murder? Nothing to see here?
Well, Ashleigh, good seeing you again. And yeah, this is an interesting turn of events with this individual who's close to there and the circumstances of the knife and the assault and his prior criminal history. So this guy would have been somebody the investigators would have been all over on this one, looking at him. But it wouldn't be probably too hard to rule him out if they knew he was somewhere else at the time the crime was committed.
And we would believe the people, but that's important, right? Because who would, maybe he was with his wife and the teenagers, and they're terrified of this guy. So why would they not say anything that would give him an alibi on something as horrible as a quadruple murder? We know what he's capable of doing if he's angry with them.
Yeah, that's an excellent point. It all depends on how the alibi is established. And, it could be video evidence. It could be a non-associated person that he was with and other people saw him. Could be anything. But you also have to remember in these cases, too, that just because someone is put aside and is ruled out initially, they're always kept in the back. I mean, there's always a record of these interviews, and they're always looked at maybe down the road. But, I would think that with these characteristics that came out in the media, that they would have been clearly focused on this guy quickly. And for them to say that he's off the plate, I would say they probably have some pretty solid indicators that he's not involved.
I hope so. I hope so. Okay, how about Kathy Mabbutt, the coroner? She's his defense attorney. This couldn't be more weird. Is this a conflict of interest, or is this how small town things have to work out? There's only so many defense attorneys and coroners.
That's a really, it seems like a very odd turn of events. And the nature of living in the small town, which I've lived in some small ones over the years, is that a lot of times these professionals that are lawyers and others, and the coroner is generally either appointed or elected, is they all have other jobs, like this, in this case, the attorney. So it's not unusual in a small town to have some cross pollination there between professions. What makes it interesting is with this individual and the visual on it, him, the circumstance of his background and some of the internet chatter about him potentially being connected here, or the questions about that. But until the police find that he is actually a person of suspicion or a person of interest, and there's something there, I don't think there's really an ethical issue there, because, she's an attorney, she represents people. But if there was a situation where this individual was under suspicion and she knew that, she would probably have to recuse herself pretty quickly there.
It's fascinating, to see a case like this all of a sudden pop up. And like I said, the internet went, it broke over this guy with a big bandage on your arm. I mean, obviously people would be concerned about that. Michael Harrigan, thank you. It's been good to have you, and I can't wait to have you back. Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.